One moment. There I am. There, we'll put some light on the subject. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Craft Your Stash. My name is Kathy Schmitt, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Loudon, New Hampshire. And I come live to you every week at 7 p.m. and show you how you can craft your stash. You know, we love new products and we love to shop, but I want you to also love to use what you have. So, you know, replace your consumables, but love your stamp sets that you get. So tonight I'm going to take a really old kit card and turn it into two pretty amazing cards, and one of them's going to knock your socks off. So let me turn the camera and we'll get started. Okay, so a while back, probably 2 years ago, we had these kit card that went with a paper pumpkin, and they came out with a refill, and you could get a whole bunch more of these cards. And my internet is lagging tonight, and I'm not really sure why, but I can see my hands look like they're in slow-mo, so sorry. I've refreshed my router and restarted my computer, so I think this is the best it's going to get. But this was called Exploring the In Color, and this is when Moody Mauve came out, and Wild Wheat, and Boho Blue, and the other ones there that came out with them. And they've just now retired. So we're going to take this card and transform it using the new Scenic Adventure, and I see my camera's backwards. Okay, so let me stop, and no, I'll just keep going. We'll just be backwards. Let me see if I can fix that really quick. Okay, let's see here. I think I go. Okay, hold on one second here. Let's see if I can fix this. Okay, transform. That's what we want, and we want to flip it horizontally. Hey, look at that. Okay. Hey, Christina. Hey, Stephanie. Thanks for coming on. And so I was saying, we're going to take this kit card that was from Explore the In Color, and we're going to mash it up with the Scenic Adventure dies in particular. And I didn't even stamp any. I took one of the mini messages. So this kit had 3 different cards in it, and so it has this one that has a boho blue background, and this one has the Moody Mauve, and another one that is not my favorite has the copper clay. And the only reason why is there's not a really great spot to cut it and have it come out. I did it, but to me it's a little, it's not my favorite, let's just say. It can be done though. Okay, so let me show you on this one what we're going to do. So we'll make this one, and I'm going to add some little birds in the sky. But I think my mom has that stamp set that I need to use. All right, so first off, I'm going to cut the back off. And this is going to be a 5.5 inch card by 4 1/4. So I really want to cut right on that score line. as close as I can. So that looks pretty good, and we'll set that aside. And then I need a piece of, we'll just pull a piece of the basic white thick, and we'll cut that down for our card base. I was ready, and then I was fiddling with my card, the third card, and I never did get it the way I like it. And so then all of a sudden I'm like scrambling to get my stuff together. So I like to be a little bit more organized. But it's life, right? This is real life crafting. All right. So I've got my card base, and I've got my piece here. So what I thought was kind of cool is it looks like we could get some depth if we cut around this bush and right along this grass line. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to kind of do a quick and dirty cutting of this bush here that's right in the way. And then I'm literally going to go straight across my landscape. There. So this piece, like I said, I'm going to stamp some birds on, but I don't have that stamp right at the moment. So this piece just gets glued right down. This is one of the cards that we'll be making in our class on Saturday. So hopefully everyone has success with this method. Okay, so I'm just scooching that up to the top of my thing. The video just on my end looks horrible. I'm sorry. I hope that's not coming across that way. Okay, so now I've got this piece, and this is the piece I need to beef up and make it dimensional. See how I've got dimensionals underneath it to pop it up? And so the way I did that was I cut a bunch of, this die set has like a landscape of trees, some big pines that have some leftovers still in them, a small spruce tree, and let's see what else this die set has. Oh, a mountain, some bushes. When those are die cut, they look like this. Well, I guess you can't really see them that good in the plastic. Like that. So that's pretty neat. And I've got some water and some flowers. So we're going to use just the trees for now. And I went ahead and die cut some ahead of time. So I've got one of these that's from this die, and one of these from this one, and I've got a pine tree from this one. And it looks like on this card I used two big trees. There's one here and one here, and then a row and a little half a row, and I've got my little spruce there. So let's see what I've got in my little goodies here. Oh, I got one single. That's awesome. Okay, so I've got all the bits that I'm going to need. Let me poke out my little doohickeys there. Hey Cindy and Ann, thanks for jumping on. Nice to see you, Cindy. I haven't seen you or heard from you. I hope everything's okay. I'm sure you've just been busy with life, right? Alright, so now I've got my scene, and so this is going to go back on, but when it does, it's going to be popped up. So it's got some dimension. So what we want to do is make this seam look like it was really supposed to be there. So behind this bush I want to put a tree, so I'm going to do something like that. And then I'm going to use this row of trees and start something behind here. Let's see here. So you just kind of pull it up where you want it to go and make sure your trees are straight. Do I have that backwards? Nope. Okay. So sometimes you cut them and they're going in a different direction than what you want them to be. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this tree stand off right about here because it's getting in my way. All right, so I've got this and that. So it looks like it's dimensional already. So that looks good like that. And I'm going to take another row of trees here that I've cut, and I'm just going to kind of put that one in front. I'll have it start behind the bush a little bit and then come in the front. Or I guess I went down. Let's see here. I've got some bits and bobs in here. So something like that. So I can just, I'm gonna just make some fake ground here like I did on my sample. Take some of my harsh green out. That's what I wanted, just like that. Okay, so let me cut this off. There. And I got a little guy there. Okay, so I've got this little bush here. That's coming down. And I'm going to just snip that up just so it looks like it's on the hill, like it's supposed to be, straight. This is going to be there. So now I've got that side done. That looks good. And then let's go ahead and put our double tree here. And what I did was I brought it right to the ground on my sample to kind of hide those bushes that are there. So if I did something like that, I'm going to cut off my little stems. Actually, I'll leave one. And have one sitting on the ground and one that grows up. So just like that. Okay. So now I am ready to start dimensionalizing. Dimensionalizing, that's a good word. All right, so I've got my dry fit. This is, I'm going to have a dimensional behind here for this one. Okay, so I just want to tack it down. All right, and then I have these guys that I need to bring up. And I'm just going to dimensional behind them. And we'll attach this one too. Whoops, that's right where my dimension is. I don't want to do that. Okay. And we'll do a couple like that. Okay, so I've got that kind of started. And then this little one's going to come on the front, so I don't have to worry about dimensioning that. And let's see here. This over here is going to go on top, but I want to pop that up too. So let's put our dimensionals, the rest of them, on this. And this is when you can go dimensional happy, because you want it to make sure it's going to stay supported. And like that. That's a lot of dimensionals, but look how nice that looks. Okay, so let's take all those backings off. I don't know why my camera is doing that, guys. I really don't. I have a solid internet connection, but it's just being persnickety tonight. Okay, so now I'm going to line up my hill and the corner of my cardstock because I want this to be, you know, right on my 5.5 mark. See how it's already starting to look 3D compared to the way it was? Alright, and then I've got this guy, and I'm going to pop that one up. And I only need the dimensionals down at the bottom of it though. Let's cut a couple in half. Okay. Oh, thank you, Christina, for letting me know. I've been like, oh, I don't know what it's doing. Okay, so I'm going to set that right there. These will stay up in the air. Poke out those little doohickeys. And I've got a 3-dimensional scene now. Oh, I gotta put this one on. That's just gonna go like so. See what I mean? The trees, this is cut funny so that it's supposed to go like straight across, up and down like this, but it's really easy to go whoa. And that's apparently what I'm trying not to do right here. So I guess those look straight right there. There. It's just bugging me that that one's in front of the bush. I gotta cut you down. There. Now it looks like it's coming from behind the bush. Perfect. Thank you, guys. All right. So, just a little dabble do ya on the glue. And did you see how I'm just kind of going over where there were already trees? I'm covering them with more trees. But when I cover them, I'm also popping them up. That one got bent, sorry. So, like so. So picture some birds flying in the air and maybe a sentiment. We'll take some of the more messages. Let's see here. Ooh, congratulations. See, and then you can also hide any imperfections. Like maybe if you don't like where that joined, you can just do it like that. Happy birthday. Right down there. Or cover up your fire. Well, I don't really want to cover up the fire, I guess. Let's see, do I have any more? Oh, hi there. That's a small one. Hi there. Kind of a weird saying though, huh? Hi there. But I think that's what I'm going to go with. So, because this is kind of a masculine card, so I could do the happy birthday. What do you think? Think the happy birthday is okay even though it's a little bit on the long side, and I'll put it right there? Bring it down and have it. I mean, I'll use it more than hi there. I keep saying it. I'm going to go with the happy birthday. I can always use male birthday cards, right? They are hard. Those guys are hard to make cards for because we just want to glam them up. There. And then I'll add my little birds flying in the sky when I get my stamp. It's the one that came in the paper pumpkin kit this last time. It's got some perfect teeny tiny birds flying with their mountain scenes. So that's how I'm transforming my simple kit card into my simple kit card that's flat, no dimension, into a three-dimensional card. I think it looks pretty good. So, so I've got these. These are the ones I've made without any, I've got words. This is the one it was very persnickety. I'm not really in love with it, but I did finish it, so that's what we're gonna go with. All right, so let's see the second part. So now what I'm doing, this is the first, remember I cut my front off and I'm left with the backs. Okay, so let's show you what we can do with that. Now I'm going to trim it down ahead of time because I found if I didn't, I got ink all over the place. So I am going to do 4 1/8, and I'm just going to eyeball 1/8. Skinny borders. This one, nope, I haven't cut down. So we'll do this one. This is the side that I cut the fold off, so you can feel a little bit of the fold line. Okay, so I've got these two cut down. And now what I'm going to use is, let me get it for you so I can show you. Let's get my stamps. For my stamp set, I'm using With You in Mind and Notes and Totes. And I'm going to use some different color ribbons. And I need a tag, so I pulled out my old tag die set, so I'll throw a couple of these on the table so I have some if I mess up. And then I need an embossing folder that I just had. Oh, I see it. I see it. This is everything's stuck together. It's the tape on the plastic bag stuck to everything else on my desk, so I like to fold them down. I do keep my embossing folders in. So we're going to use this beautiful sunflower one. Hi Vicki! I'm so happy you're here tonight. So we're going to use this beautiful sunflower one, and I'm going to emboss this boho blue, which was the back of that card. And let's see here, I might be able to fit both of them because I trimmed them down. So let's see if I can do that. That would be sweet. These big folders are nice to be able to multitask. All right, I think I've got it just like so. So I'm going to run this through my embossing machine, and remember you use the gray plate on your sandwich. So your sandwich, when you're using a 3D embossing, is you still use plate 1, then your die or your embossing folder, and then plate 4. That's what you use when you're using the thick embossing. Let me just run that through. Alrighty, here we go. It's the reveal time. Oh, golly, look at this texture. I hope you can see that. It's just fantastic. Now this is white core cardstock. Obviously, it's white on the other side, so some of the color gets taken off. But wait until you see what else I'm going to do with that. I'm going to just move my stamp sets here because I don't need them yet. So, I need some scrap paper though. Hold on a second. Let me grab a bunch. Well, not a bunch, but a good size piece. Okay, so I've got a good size piece here. Move my dies. I lost one of my little baby star dies. And I'm sad. Okay, so I've got Night of Navy, and I've also got an old Not Quite Navy, which is close to my Misty Moonlight. But the reason I'm going to show you why, these are the pads that the ladies in our class tomorrow are going to use. This is one of the old ones that has the linen, just like our spots do. Okay, so now I don't have to worry about like squishing it because there's no squish, and I'm going to just rub it. Isn't that fantastic? All right, so that one's rubbed. Look at that, it shows up really nicely. And now I am going to go over it. So my class people are going to have it like that, and then they're going to put their tag on. I'm going to take it a little bit further, and I'm going to take now my regular Night of Navy pad, and I'm going to further swipe it. So you start off the paper and come right across. And then I'm going to go the other direction just to make sure I don't have any lines. Isn't that something? So my Night of Navy gave the base, or Not Quite Navy gave the base, and then the Night of Navy. But you see how you do have to be careful because the foam pad lets you get into some of the unembossed areas, and it still looks terrific, don't get me wrong, but my ladies at the class will be a little too heavy-handed, and that's why they're going to get the linen pads to use. Okay, so that's the blue one, and now for this one, this is Moody Mauve, which I don't have. I'm using an old Pixie Pink. Who remembers that? And I'm going to give that a back rub. Isn't that sensational? And then I'm going to pick a color. Let's see here. I've got Polished Pink. How about that? In my foam pad. Ooh. All right. And now I'm going to swipe that. My friend Debbie Frank is the one who we were chatting live with each other, and she showed me this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I needed for the back of this card, because I was trying to figure out what am I going to use with the back of my boho blue piece. So that's beautiful, huh? Heavy-handed? Yeah. No, I'm thinking of other people, no names. So now what I'm going to do is, let me put the cap on my glue first. Very important. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it. I did do, on my samples, I did some Wink of Stella right in here and here, but then I got the idea to spray it with my shimmer spray. I don't know if that is even showing up at all, but I'll show you what that looks like. And move that out. Usually I do it over the trash can, but I'm going to show you because you guys aren't going to believe this. Very important when you're doing a little misting thing is know where your nozzle is coming out. Because I have been spraying and it comes right back up at me. So obviously I didn't check that first. Okay, so I'll just leave them both here and I'll spray. You can never have too much shimmer spray. That is just alcohol with our champagne mist from long ago. So can you see the shimmer on that? All right, so those have to set aside to dry. So let's work on our tags. And I'll get my card bases ready. So my tag on the outside, I have just a note. Okay, and I am going to do them both in Night of Navy. Everything's going to be Night of Navy, even on the rose colored one, because it's my card. And I never want to have more than one ink pad on a table of that different of colors during my class, so you don't get them stamped inside, you know. All right, and then I'm going to take my white that I cut, and let's do, and I cut them the wrong way. I'm looking right now. In fact, I'm going to switch real quick and pick a different color. Well, no, I'm going to go with what I've got because there's no mistakes in stamping, just opportunities, right? And then I have a Night of Navy already scored. I meant to do it like the long way and not the short way. Okay, and I need a piece of white for the inside of that one. So, just a note is going to say thank you. Like so. And then I'm going to take this piece and stamp off and do that. And then on this one, I'm just going to stamp it as just thank you, since our flowers are going to be the pink. There, like so. Okay, so the stamping's done. The ink pads can get closed. And let me set these aside. Just I'll clean them up after, but that way I don't get my hands in it. My doodads are all put away. Okay, we're ready to bring back in our cards. So I've got this card base. Oh, let me just put this inside so that's all set too. All right, there we go. Here come my cards. That shimmer spray, because it's alcohol based, dries really quickly. So that one's going to go on that, and this one's going to go here. Doesn't that look great? I think in my sample I had the sunflower like that, which left me a nice area to tie my bow. So I'm going to do it that way. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have left that uncovered. So I hope my mom is watching. I told them to, I set them up so they can be on the YouTube channel. They still don't quite get how to comment, but that's okay. I know you're there somewhere, right? Okay, so remember I did a really skinny border. So I just am going to put that down like so. Got a skinny border. What's nice is the Night of Navy hides if I misalign it a little. That looks good. Okay, let's put this one on. And this one will open like a book, not up and down. And that one, my sunflowers are, because I did them on a different part of the paper, are going to look slightly different. Okay, so I've got that. You can give it a back rub. All right, so those are on. Isn't it great, you guys? Oh my gosh. I'm so grateful for Debbie. That's what, you know, swapping and being on a team and everything is, that's what, you know, this is all about. It's not just about selling stamps. It's about the friendships. And I personally still like getting cards in the mail. And I know it brightens people's day when they receive a card from me. And happy birthday, Anne. It's Anne's birthday today. Happy birthday. So that was not a good bow. I don't know what I was doing. There. That's much, much better. Okay. So let me just get my ribbon scissors. And I've got a nice, I love this white ribbon. This is the white woven ribbon, and that is available still in my online store. And the number for that is 164634. It ties the best bows, and I am not a fan of the wider ribbon, but this is also postage friendly because it just can squish right down. So I have that, and then I thought I would bring in this ribbon that is called Night of Navy Blue Ribbon. Oh my gosh, I cracked myself up. And I'm just gonna tie like a faux bow, but I don't know if this has a front and a back, but we'll make sure that we tie it. So this is going to just be like sticking off of my bow, kind of like that, but I am going to double knot it. Like so. Isn't that pretty? So then I'm just going to cut a little bit of that, and that just kind of adds a little something something to the front of the card. So now I got my bows going all different directions. It's very interesting, I think. All right, and then my tag is going to slide under, and it's going to look like it's connected. And we'll see if we can get so that the ribbon isn't quite in the way. That's what glue dots are for, right? So I'm going to turn it a little like that. And that looks like it's tied right onto it. And we'll keep moving these around a little. And I'll bring this blue one down a little bit. There. How's that? Pretty nice. Let's do this one. And I'm going to tie my ribbon now going up and down, because I folded it that way. All right. This might actually work out a little better for my tag. Just a note to say thank you. That's probably next to my birthday cards. a thank you card is the next one that I send the most of. Because, you know, or just, I like to give my mailman a thank you because he comes into the driveway sometimes and picks up my packages. And so I give him a little card with the little snack. Sometimes it's candy, sometimes it's, look what I did, I got that all over the back. Oh well, it's just my sample. And what I think I'm going to do is slide that down into the corner to show more of this beautifulness. And see, that can go like that. And see, that one shows the note, just a note better. But let's do the same thing and put a little sprig of a pop of other color with this. Because we can, right? Uses up older ribbon. This is actually Magenta Madness ribbon. Craft in my stash, mixing old with new. Okay, and let me just double knot that. Magenta Madness. That is a funny name for a color, especially because it's pink, not really magenta. All right, that made my bow turn funny, so I'm gonna probably have to do a glue dot because I went on the wrong side. Well, I'll fix it after because now it makes my bow turn this way and I don't want it to. I should have gone that direction with my ribbon. Let me see if I can untie it really quick. I'm sorry, guys, but if I don't, I won't fix it. I know this is my sample, but somebody might get it. Another stamper might get this card. They won't care if there's blue Night of Navy smeared on the back, right? They'll say, I know what Kathy was working on. I should have put it on my glass mat and then I would have been able to wipe it off in between really easily. I'm just trying to get that knot undone. I really don't know my own strength. There it goes. Okay. So see, my bow looks great like this. And now I'm going to go this direction and make that tie. And hopefully it keeps my bow in the right direction. Okay, it did. So there we go, you guys. You learned something tonight that if you tie your little piece of scrap ribbon the wrong way, it can make your bow look wonky. All right, so I'm gonna still put a little glue dot on that, I think, now that I've moved that all around. But let's get some dimensionals on this. My just a note. Oh, Night of Navy ribbon. Yeah, very. It's Misty Moonlight and Night of Navy mixed together. So it's actually a very pretty ribbon that I bought a ton of and then never really used. You know how that happens. And then I did talk to Stampin' Up today about a different matter, and I mentioned to them that, you know, if they could just commit to just having a little bit more time for us demonstrators to show off the stuff before they last chance it, you know, it would help all of us, because it would help their sales, my sales, everybody else's sales. But when we don't know how long something's going to be around, you know, you really got to be strategic in your purchases. And so I said, you know, now with their online exclusive capability, there's no reason to like retire things right at 4 months when the catalog changes over. Just move them to online so we have time to show them. 4 months isn't enough time to show them. All right, let's bring in our cards that we made tonight. And let me clean up all this. I'll just kind of throw it out of the camera view. And we'll get that out of there, and my tape is gone. There. That's what you call quick cleaning. Just push it all to the side. Alright, so now I've got this one. Oh, and you know what? There's gems. I used the strawberry slush gems, which are right here. And what I did with these is I used the clear ones. You know, it was just somebody at the demonstrator support that I was talking to, but she said that she'd put in my feedback, and I've been telling them that I might need to write Shelley a letter. Not Shelley. Oh my gosh, I'm dating myself. Sarah, her daughter. All right, so I'm just putting a couple of these on. The clear I'm doing on the blue, and we'll just do it like that. And then the strawberry slush ones can get this. So this was, what color was this? Moody Mauve. And can you even tell that's Moody Mauve now? I used polished pink and pixie pink, polished pink, and magenta madness, and now strawberry slush. So that's how I mixed old with new. The only thing that was old on this card was the cardstock that came from that kit card. Everything else was new, and the little scraps of ribbon. So let me bring my cards back in. Oh, I moved them over here. I put them somewhere safe, and now I can't find them. So while I was talking to my friend Anne last night, and she said, hey, maybe that'll work on a different embossing folder. And so I got out some other cardstock to see if it would work, and it did, but I can't find my sample. I made a cute little sample to show you guys. Oh, I found it. Okay, and then I gotta find my cards. Oh, the cards that we made are right here. A ding dong, I'm telling you what. There's that. We'll get rid of the one I didn't do. Well, here's the one I did tonight. Here's the one that needs some sentiments. And here's the other one that I did that is my least favorite. So that's pretty awesome. So here's the new Peaceful, what is that called? Peace on Earth hybrid embossing. And I did it on soft seafoam. And then I did my rub with Garden Green and Shaded Spruce. And look at how pretty that came out. And then this is the die that comes with it that you can put the words. So that would, and then if I put red gems on, that would be really, really pretty for Christmas. So you need the deep embossing folders, the 3D ones that really give a good deep embossed image. But I mean, look at the texture on that. So there you have it. Let me come back to me. I hope you liked that transformation, and I think the cards came out amazing. I bought, when these kit cards came out, I bought like, I don't know, 5 packages of them, and there was 20 cards in each pack. This is actually, we're using my last pack at my class, and we're doing the dual use out of it. And they had matching envelopes and stuff. I just thought, well, these are great for guy cards, but I didn't need 100 of the same pattern, I guess. I don't know what I was thinking. But they must have been on sale, and I said, grab them. So But anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. And there won't be a Craft Your Stash scrapbooking on Sunday because I am helping my friend Anne and on Sunday morning, and then I'm going with my parents to visit one of my cousins. So, and I did order my pictures though, so I'm so excited. In a week, I'll be able to show you my Grand Canyon pictures with the Great Outdoor Kit. So our Weekend Adventure Kit. Weekend Outdoor Adventure. I don't know which one it was called, but it's one of the scrapbooking kits. So, yeah, so check that out in a week from Sunday. But for Craft Your Stash cards, I'll be back next Thursday. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. Thanks, guys. I appreciate all of you.